Alex,
Thank you, Matt. I have a couple of topics. Please bear with me. Let me give
I
a
always do,
reaction.
Alex.
Thank you, sir.
I shouldn't say always. I mostly do.
Let me give a fresh reaction on today's prisoners exchange between Azerbaijan and Armenia. 2 points there. What role, if any, you guys have played in this, given the timing of it? Assistant Secretary was in the region. And secondly, do you view this as part of a broader effort to move the needle in the peace process?
So the Undersecretary, the Assistant Secretary was in the region. This is something that we have encouraged, actively encouraged in talks with both governments. We welcome the return of the Armenian and Azerbaijani detainees earlier today and reports that additional confidence-building measures are being discussed. We will continue to work with Armenia and Azerbaijan to move the process forward. We continue to believe that peace is possible if both parties are willing to pursue it.
You made it clear last week that the Secretary is looking forward to having the ministers in town. What date did you have in mind?
Stay tuned. I'm not going to make an announcement on that from here today.
Thank you. Moving to Ukraine, if I may.
Yeah.
Does the Department have any position on Hungary's blocking Ukraine European bid and also aid for Ukraine? I know your traditional position was we have no dog in it, but things are getting out of control in that part. Right?
So I will say that the United States and the EU have been resolute in standing with Ukraine. We believe now is the time to step up that support. It's vital in our national security and that of our European partners. We appreciate the EU's continued efforts to provide financial support to Ukraine and hope that the EU can quickly agree on funding for 2024 and beyond.
Broadly speaking, reflecting yesterday's conversation in this town, also what's being discussed in Europe, on the point of border issue, I don't want to drag you into domestic politics, but is there any research or any
but you're going to try
assessment going on? Is the department is doing any assessment on what will the European and American borders will look like if we allow Putin win the war against the largest country in Europe?
I'm not going to answer that question. That's a hypothetical I'm not going to get into because we want Ukraine to win this war. And that's why we think it's so important that the United States Congress provide the security assistance that we have requested to Ukraine so it can win this war.
Thank you. My last topic, I promise.
Yeah.
Do you have any comment on the fresh charges against also Kurmashova in Russia and the latest developments, if there's an update on
So I would say that we have seen those reports. We're closely following her detention. We're aware that there may be possible charges against her because we've seen those reports. Again, we have sought consular access to her. The Russian government has not provided. We will continue to insist on it. They have acknowledged her detention to us, though they have not made a formal notification. And we, as always, take seriously our commitment to assist U.S. citizens abroad, and we will continue to do that in this case.
Now that they have acknowledged it, is there any doubt in your mind that she is wrongfully detained?
It's not a determination that we have made yet, but as I have said before, with all these cases, we are constantly assessing facts and the law and making the most appropriate determination.
I wanted to ask about the member of Polish Parliament who used a fire extinguisher to snuff out lights on a menorah in the Parliament building there. I know the ambassador of Poland posted on X about this, but have you seen that video? Do you have any comment?
I have not seen the video personally. I've seen the report. Obviously, that would I think be an inappropriate action to take, but not having seen the video myself and only seen the preliminary reports, I'd refer you to the comment made by the ambassador.
It seems like a pretty blatant example of anti-Semitism.
I would say that we have, unfortunately, in the wake of October 7th, seen a dramatic rise in anti-Semitism around the world. That has been one of the unfortunate outgrowths of these attacks and the aftermath of the attack. We have made clear anti-Semitism is inappropriate in any form, just as we have made clear that Islamophobia is inappropriate in any form, and we will continue to make that clear to countries around the world. Go ahead.